Starting, Namaste everyone, a very good evening, Adab and Sat Shri Akal. I am Shatrupa Datta, Assistant Director of India Tourism Hyderabad, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Today we are here, day will be 21st of June, but this is a part of the 15-day celebration of yoga. That is what we are doing here. What to explain about yoga? This is an age-old Indian heritage which has been a gift to the world from our country. And so it is not only a one-day celebration, it is an everyday assimilation of our energies. So please welcome the Regional Director of South of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, Mr. Venkatesan Dattarayan, who has kindly agreed to be a part of this webinar and encourage us in our efforts to promote yoga. Sir, please.
Yeah, namaste and very good evening.
Yes, yes.
At the outset, I would like to welcome all the esteemed panelists and also thank my colleague Satrupa for putting together this virtual event during the time of pandemic and keep the engagements on in the spirit of celebrating the International Day of Yoga. As rightly said, the Yoga Day was on the 21st, but then we are celebrating it because it is just not symbolic that one should just keep it on that day of celebration. I'm glad that she has thought it of taking it beyond and having events even after the main day. So, in fact, today's topic, food for yoga, is one of the important subject that she has lined up. And if you look at uh, there is a very old saying which says that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and this has been quoted a million times, and everybody knows about it. And happy that today India Tourism Hyderabad has kind of put together a panel of distinguished experts from the culinary field to take us through on this thought food for yoga. And we have also heard that there is a saying which in Hindi, "Jaisa an vaisa man." It says that what you eat is your mind. There is surely kind of studies which say that your mind is influenced with what you eat, and especially when you are going to be a practitioner of yoga, which is more beyond the exercises on the mat. It is also a union of the soul with the objective of the union of soul with the supreme, and also takes us on a spiritual journey of discovering ourselves. Food becomes an important element, and India is the land of yoga and also wellness. Beyond it is the wellness tourism is also one of our important USPs, and many people have been traveling to India in search of wellness and yoga being an integral part. When they come into the training schools or ashrams which are dotted across the country, invariably they are introduced to very special foods. I have had the opportunities of staying in several such centers or ashrams where the experience of sattvic food has been a great influence on me personally. And without taking much time, I would now like to have the session open for our experts to start and tell us about this. And Satrupa, please take us along the future like action or the course of program for the coming hour or so. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much for these kind words. And let me tell you, Mr. Venkatesan Dattarayan is an amazing man. He heads around 10 states. Sir, am I correct? 10 states are under you?
No, no. Yeah, yeah.
I'm very bad at calculation, very bad at maths, but I think
Yeah.
these are 10 states, okay? And he is also the principal of two very reputed IHMs of India, IHM Chennai and IHM Bengaluru. So he does take a lot of responsibilities, sir. I'll take over 1 minute from you. I'll just ask you that with so much responsibility comes so much stress. So how do you handle the stress?
No, see, stress is only when you think it is stress. I believe in delegating, and I believe in my team. So when you kind of believe in your team and you delegate, things become easy. So the things go on smoothly. And as a leader, it is my job to be with the team and guide them. That is what I do, and give decisions an appropriate time without any delay, etc., so that work can go on. And absolutely there is no stress. Stress is just a thought. And sometimes stress is good also. It kind of helps you to stretch and do things. So for me, it's absolutely an easy way to manage, because you believe in your when you believe in your team and delegate, things become easy.
Thank you so much. Those are very inspiring words. And we have many young participants today with us. So, any words for them for yoga, encouraging them for yoga?
The yoga is a way of life, as it has been said, and it really will benefit. Yoga has many forms. It does not just mean kind of doing physical exercises on the mat and getting things. It is beyond body centric. It is also a kind of attuning your mind. It is a path to your spiritual journey. And when you hold the pillar of spirituality, it is one of the strongest pillars. It will kind of help you overcome any storm in the life, and you will never feel left out or without any solutions. So I would suggest that meditation is one way. And if you are kind of getting into the habit of meditation, or at least sitting in silence, the first moment when you wake up from your bed is the best moment. And that's where at least 5 minutes of silence and think of the days to be the best day will certainly unfold a lot of good things in us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for these encouraging words. I hope they will help our students because they are sitting at home, they are doing online classes.
Yeah.
So, yoga and this meditation and all these things, right food, everything is going to help you in the
Yeah,
future.
finally,
So,
before all of them are students, so one word, you're all from the hospitality industry. I know there would be a lot of anxiousness among you and your parents when you're going to pass out, especially with this situation where the hospitality and tourism industry is still in the path of recovery, not only here across the globe. So there might not be, you might not see an immediate opportunity, but let me tell you, tourism will never die. If you look at, man has two important needs. One is he cannot be caged. He has to go out. He has to explore. So second, he needs food. And tourism and hospitality is all about catering these two important needs of the mankind. So our industry will always thrive. This is a very temporary phase. And if you believe the life is cyclical, what goes down comes up in a faster and higher way. And we hope with the vaccine coming the way and the way government is doing, we will all be able to come back uh, soon. And uh, be the industry will start thriving. Thank you, Satrupa, and over to you. And please go ahead with it.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being
Thank you.
with us here today. And this really was a very big encouragement for us. And now we are with the subject of the webinar, that is food and yoga. Let me just give you a little brief about the subject, about what we feel. This webinar is very close to our heart because this is an everyday dilemma for us to choose what to eat and what not to eat. And let me just give you this idea what I feel, that food is always 70% and 30% will be yoga or any other exercise you choose to do. So this 70% is going to be very, very important for us. You have come today, you must have noticed and felt interested in the title of this webinar, which is food and yoga, which are very closely connected. As you are getting up each morning, pushing yourself hard for yoga to repeat the same thing every day. So this effort is really, really commendable. It is in itself a very big achievement. But this achievement will not be complete without the right food. Now, food science can be very confusing and frustrating too. So we decided to take help from the experts. Today we have the reputed Institute of Hotel Management, IHM Shri Shakti, with us. Shri Shakti is a very old establishment of hotel management school in Hyderabad for the last 25 years. On our panel, we have Chef Yandra Vinay Kumar and nutritionist Mrs. Margaret Minalini with us, who will take us through the webinar. But before everything, let me introduce you to the principal of IHM Shri Shakti, our favorite Anita ma'am, Anita Chandran, and she has been a pillar of strength, a pillar of support for India Tourism Hyderabad for many times. So she has always been there with us for every kind of promotional activity we do, because IHM Shri Shakti is not only about studies, it also participates in a lot of study-centric programs, student-centric programs, also participates in a lot of extracurricular activities for the students. And Mrs. Anita Chandan herself, she is an IHM graduate, and then she moved on with the hotels, and then she moved on with the education system in the hospitality industry, which was still very new at that time. And before IHM Shri Shakti, she has already headed to other institutes. And here she has been for last 10 years, and she is taking IHM Shri Shakti from strength to strength. So I will hand over this webinar to Mrs. Anita Chandran, who will take us through, and who will introduce also her esteemed colleagues, and also to the subject of the webinar, food and yoga. Over to Mrs. Chandran, please.
Thank you very much for such kind words, Satrupa ma'am. It is an honor for IHM Shri Shakti and my team over here to associate with India Tourism. I heartily welcome and appreciate the presence of Mr. Venkatesham, the director for the South Zone, and appreciate his initiative in addressing the students and telling them about the industry and the recovery that we are soon going to be seeing. I must say, Ms. Satrupa has always been very cooperative with us, and we have found, though unfortunately it has all happened throughout this pandemic period, we have not been able to meet in person, nor could we invite her to the college because of the pandemic. We hope that she'll be able to come and visit our institute very soon. I also welcome all our participants and the other panelists with me. And it is a matter very close to my heart, being in the industry and especially being from the kitchen. I am also realizing and moving away from the commercial hotel type cooking, we realize the importance of nutrition in our diet. Just like yoga, we know that we are not going to get six packs overnight. And I believe that with same way with food, this is going to be a long-term sustained effort and will give you a long-term benefit. We are living in this commercial and the modern world where we are not able to exactly break away from whatever is going on around us. We have to meet friends, we have to attend weddings and parties. Our children are going to go and see what is there in the lunchbox of his friends or his classmates. So it cannot be a very rigid kind of diet that we can follow. We should be able to accommodate all these ups and downs into our diet. And that is the reason what we think we have come up with a few videos where we are going to recommend to you small changes done over a period of time, which we are very confident will help in improving the micronutrients in your diet, help in improving the fiber in our diet, and show us long-term sustained efforts. And I have with me over here Chef Vinay. Chef Vinay Yandra has been with our organization for the last 9 years. Prior to this, he was working at Western Mindspace Hyderabad, and Prior to that, he has spent 6 years on the cruise lines. Though he is from the patisserie background, at the moment he is heading our food production department. And I must mention here, he is also an engineer and a computer engineer, after which he has turned towards culinary. So he has done his engineering degree, followed that up with a culinary degree, and now he's following his passion for teaching. And his department is the one which spoils us the most with lovely cakes and cookies. But we are happy that he's been able to encourage his team, and they have put up some nice videos. As we go along, I will introduce Margaret ma'am. I will hand over it to Chef Vinay. He can start with the first meal of the day, is what like we have tried to go throughout the day, where we will advise you on your way to start your day and take you through till the dinner time. So Chef Vinay.
Thank you, madam. And first of all, I would like to thank Director of India Tourism, Mr. P. Venkateshan, and also Assistant Director, Mrs. Satrupa Datta. We are privileged to be a part of this webinar. Our aim is to guide a common person how he or she, with slight innovations, can vastly improve the nutritive value of the food they are consuming. Happy to share you a video of various health boosting drinks and juices one may start with the day. Here I am going to show you one video regarding health drinks video prepared by our chef Mario.
Today we are having 5 immune boosting drinks that are specially designed for you. The first juice ABC, apple, carrot and beetroot. Next would be a green energy drink. Now to the combination of greens, I will be adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and roughly around 100 to 150 ml of water. This can be used for any flavoring idlis or any rice dishes. The next juice is ginger, tomato and orange. The fourth would be soy milk with grains. 5 variety of grains. Sunflower seeds, almonds which are soaked and peeled, soybeans which have been soaked in water, flax seeds and jawar grains which have been made into a flour. For our last immunity boosting drink, which would be lemon honey sabja, we require lemon juice, honey, sabja seeds which have been, or basil seeds which have been soaked overnight in water and warm water. So these are the 5 immunity boosting drinks. Do try these at home.
That was a very quick and colorful presentation of our juices. Here I would like to introduce to you all Miss Margaret Mrinalini. She has been associated with our institute since 2017. She has been in the field of teaching from 2006 and is a master's of science in food technology and also a nutritionist. She's also been a trainer for the Costa Cruise Lines and a counselor for the path of culinary path seekers. She has been teaching nutrition, hygiene, communication for all our students. And I would request Margaret ma'am to please tell our guest what benefits they can get by starting their day on this way by having all these health boosting drinks. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. D. Venkatesan, Director of India Tourism, and Ms. Satrupa Datta, Assistant Director of India Tourism, for giving us opportunity. As we have seen the video just now, which they have played regarding the health drinks, as they say, well begun is half done. So I would definitely recommend starting your day with immunity boosting health drinks. I strongly advise against the Tetra Pak as they're loaded with sugar, lacks fiber, and definitely no to aged as well as old alike, children as well as old alike. The ingredients that we have seen chef used in the juices like apple, ginger, amla, beetroot, carrot, spinach, mint, cucumber are packed with vitamins and minerals. And all these are equipped to control blood sugar as well as help in weight loss, to have an efficient prebiotic effects and improves the brain function. I highly recommend using your imagination and incorporating seasonal fruits and vegetables in the morning juices. Like ginger contains gingerol, which is a powerful medicinal properties and can treat many forms of nausea, especially morning sickness, and helps in weight loss as well as osteoarthritis. Grapes can be replaced with amla, lime, which are good sources of vitamin C. Apples have a pectin and have a prebiotic effect and prevents cancer. Good source of iron are sunflower as well as melon seeds and pumpkin seeds, while basil seeds promote gut health and soya reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases.
Oh, thank you so much. So much of information packed, like the micronutrient packed juices. Margaret ma'am has packed us with all this information. Most of the mothers actually we have seen have a perpetual problem of what to make for breakfast. We have been grown up with the idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but invariably everybody is all stressed out. And I think I will ask Chef Vinay, what do the chefs recommend for breakfast? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, madam. We all know that breakfast is considered as most important of the meal of the day, but somehow it is most neglected meal of the day, as one is always running behind the schedule, especially in household having young children. We bring to you the brief video which will help you to come up with many more innovative breakfast variations that your family will love. Here, one of the breakfast video I am going to play, which is made and prepared by Chef Raghu Mahendra.
Good afternoon, greetings from IHM Trishakti. My name is Raghu. Today we are going to demonstrate different variations of dosa. For example, I have a spinach paste, and one more option, we have a beetroot. I have boiled it and made it a puree. And I'm also going to use a different variation for the dosa, the ragi flour. I'm going to add ragi flour to the dosa batter and make a dosa out of it. And this is besan. Now we are doing a sesame dosa. With take 2 to 3 ladles of dosa batter, add 1 spoon of spinach puree to it, mix it with this. Now add 2 spoons of boiled beetroot paste. Now I am going to add ragi flour into the dosa batter. Add a little bit of water. Okay. I'm going to add 3 spoons of besan. Just to give this a little bit of different variant, so we are going to add some whole jeera, roughly chopped curry leaves, and grated carrot. This is the best combination when you have a ready-made batter. Okay, this will increase the taste, and there would be some richness added to your batter. I'm going to add few of the chili flakes so it sets and gives a nice balance. Okay, these are the different varieties of dosa batters what we have tried it out. Now I'm going to put my beetroot dosa. Now we are going to make spinach dosa, which we have kept it ready already. Now we are making ragi dosa. The sesame dosa. The best part with this, if you want to add flex seeds, now we are doing a one more variant with besan, a little bit thicker, and cook it on a slow flame so that it comes out very nice. Okay, we have tried out the different variants with the dosa and idli also. So with the idli, what we have done is we added spinach puree to idli, and one is with the beetroot, one is the tempering one, and one is with the ragi. As I have shown you all the different variants of dosas, and now we have did a complete setup which has got different varieties of dosa, idlis, and with that as an accompaniment, we had 3 varieties of pudi. We also added 2 variants of, one is the tempered coconut, and we have also tempered carrot. This is seasoned and tempered, which goes along with the chutneys and idlis if you want to eat.
I would like to talk over breakfast for Margaret, madam.
Thank you, Chef. Generally, an average household may have family members ranging from 5 years to 80 years. And our aim is to ensure to cater to this large age group to ensure a balanced diet. We have just seen by adding a small amount of spinach puree or beetroot puree, we are able to enhance the nutritive value of the staple idli and dosa breakfast. There is no limitation to variations that may be created. Here, I must add that this should be your aim to ensure that you consume a wide variety of fruits and vegetables covering the whole spectrum of colors. Beetroot, which is high in potassium, and carrot, good source of vitamin A, B, and K, whereas spinach and mint are the good source of iron and improves brain function. Sesame seed is high in calcium and zinc, while ragi is ideal for people with iron deficiency as it contains a low glycemic index. Flax seeds are the good source of antioxidants and lowers the cholesterol levels and manages the blood sugar levels. Besan is high in protein and can be substituted by wheat as it is a gluten-free and contains vitamin B such as thiamine, folate, copper, and manganese. White food like cauliflower, radish protects against cancer, and grading and adding the dosa chili can be easily done. Now, celery, which is good, high in vitamins and minerals, vitamin like vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin K, while good enough in minerals such as potassium and folate. Broccoli is a good source of fiber and protein and contains iron, potassium, calcium, selenium, magnesium, and vitamin A, C, E, and K, and a good array of vitamin B and folic acid.
Thank you, madam. Similar.
Thank you, Margaret. I am sorry I got disconnected in between technical issue. Anyway, here I would like to say that so many of our youngsters are staying alone and they find it very convenient to pick up a pack of dosa batter from a super shop. By adding a few of these grated carrots or some chopped herbs, need not be that every time you have to make it into a paste, but even if you are just able to add some chopped herbs or any of spinach or any greens, you will definitely be adding to the nutritive value of the dosa that you are going to be eating. Another way to, I think, introduce children to this good food would be to make them participate in maybe a little bit of shopping, or when they are making the dosas, take their help in things which will not endanger them, maybe just grating some carrot or things like that. So they will be happy to eat that and they will realize that their effort has gone into it. So that is nice. I think Chef Vinay also has some other breakfast options for us. Chef, can you share that videos?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Similarly, we are happy to show you a few variations you can easily incorporate in children's favorite pancakes. Now I am going to play pancake video. Good morning, everyone. This is Chef Vinay. Today I am going to prepare pancakes with variations, and children love very much. And the recipe follows such as sugar 25 grams, milk 175 grams, egg 125 grams, baking powder 10 grams, refined oil 50 grams, refined flour 225 grams. The first preparation of pancake is, I have substituted, instead of flour I have used ragi flour, and instead of sugar I have used jaggery, and instead of milk I have used soya milk. Heat the pan properly with butter and oil. I'll add 1 ladle of mixture to 1½ into the non-stick pan. For the kids, add chocolate chips. Now it's done off one side of the pancake. Flap the pancake to other side and cook. My pancake is almost done. Yes, it's done. Now it's ready to serve with maple syrup or cane sugar syrup, or substitute with honey. Second variation in pancake I have changed with flour is substituted with oats, roasted oats and dates, golden syrup and little amount of cinnamon powder. So let me add, garnish with chunks of dates on top of it, 3 to 4 amount of golden syrup. Pancake is done. For third variation of pancake is, I have substituted with sunflower seeds, white and green, and raisins, blackcurrant and little amount of nutmeg in the batter. Garnish with raisins and other ingredients, blackcurrant. Garnish with cane sugar syrup. Final variation of pancake I have tried with millets. I have used foxtail millet and barnyard millet. These are overnight soaked, and then I have roasted and made it into paste with banana puree also is added, and little amount of cinnamon powder I am going to add in this. Add sliced bananas in the center of the batter. Top it with honey and serve warm. Today I have tried with 4 variations. So that is date with oats pancake, and ragi flour, soya milk with chocolate variation of pancake, banana and puree of banana I have added into the banana pancake. And here I have tried with millets and also with sunflower seeds, raisins and blackcurrant one more variation pancake. At your home, you can also try with so many variations which are abundantly available locally. Thank you.
Okay, your family will love the pancake. Inclusion of oats, millets, flour, ripe banana, and other seasonal fruits can be added. Stevia, as well as other natural sweeteners, help in vastly improving the nourishment and fibers available to our body. Like, take an example of sugar replaced with stevia in candy, sweets, and soft drinks, while banana prevents cramps and improves digestion and a good source of potassium. While oats, which is the healthiest grain, gluten-free and packed with vitamins and minerals and a high and a good source of fiber. And it also contains minerals such as manganese, phosphorus, magnesium, copper, zinc, folate, vitamin B1 and vitamin B5. So soaking the oats is to help release phytic acid, which is so which help releases phytic acid content in the oats, which are nutrient inhibitor and prevents the body from absorbing nutrient, reducing bloating, gas, indigestion. So it's better to soak the oats. But remember, use a steel cut oats instead of instant oats. And one more thing, as Chef mentioned, using a soya milk, you can always use a plant-based milk such as peanut milk, coconut milk, soya milk, if you are not going for a regular milk.
Thank you, madam. And as most of our dishes, we have avoided refined flour, and we have replaced with either rice flour we can replace with the refined flour, and ragi flour we have used, and a lot of millets flour are also used in our recipes to make a wholesome and healthy dish. Now, generally, a lot of people ask for the salads recipe. I am going to show some
I think
simple
before we
salads.
go to salad, chef,
Yes,
can
ma'am.
we use these variations for cupcakes or other cakes also?
Certainly, madam. We can use a lot of gluten-free flour also in cupcakes, such as ragi flour, sorghum flour, rice flour, which are abundantly and locally available. These flours can be substituted in place of refined flour and can prepare cupcakes. Not only cupcakes, we can also make cakes also.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Here, please note that every time we are eating a cake, we have somehow a guilty conscience that, oh, I'm breaking my diet or I'm spoiling. And the children look around and they see their friends munching on such nice cupcakes, and advertisements are really a killer, because when they see it, they definitely want it because it is presented in such an attractive manner. So what I would recommend all the mothers and all the home chefs or whatever, whoever would like to try, slowly try to incorporate small percentage of millet flour or other good flours and replace the refined flours to a small percentage. You can bring it up to 50%. That way, we need not feel 100% guilty, and still you are enjoying the delicacies and still are guilt-free, because we know that we have taken some effort and at least some nourishment is going towards the children or to your family members. Chef Vinay, I think, has some lunch options for us.
Yes, ma'am. We have. Now I am going to start with a simple salads video, which is easy to carry for lunch. Here, one of our chef, Mario, has prepared the lunch salads video. I am going to display.
We are having 3 versions of salads, which are quick, easy, and satisfying. For the first salad, 3 bean salad, soybeans, oil, green beans. Okay, we're going to add onions, tomatoes, going to add yellow pepper and red pepper. Going to add cucumber, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, vinegar, season with salt, crushed black pepper, 1 teaspoon of honey. Now let's give it a good stir. Now to plate our salad, we're going to use lettuce as our base. For the second salad, that is a mixed fruit salad with flax seeds and a yogurt dressing, I'll be using kiwi and avocado. So we'll be using 3 fruits for this. Avocado. Add a little bit of chopped parsley. To this I'm going to add spoons of Greek yogurt, 1 teaspoon of honey, salt, crushed black pepper, and I'm going to add a chili infused oil to mix. Okay, now we're going to make the yogurt dressing. You would require 2 tablespoons of yogurt, 1 teaspoon of honey, crushed pepper powder, salt. To add 2 tablespoons of the oil. To finish our salad, pumpkin seeds. We'll be using the zest as a garnish. We can top them up with some edible flowers. This is the yogurt dressing. You can drizzle a little bit of dressing onto the top of the. Okay, for the third salad, we have sprout salad. I'll be using orange infused oil, crushed peppercorn, and then we're going to add lemon juice and mix green moong sprouts and chana sprouts. We'll be adding fine chopped onion, fine chopped tomato, we'll be adding chopped celery. Toss the salad in the dressing. We'll be using iceberg lettuce. For the final garnish of the salad, I'll be adding a little bit of finely chopped parsley. This is our sprout salad.
Once again, such a colorful range of fruits and vegetables. I'm sure Margaret ma'am would be very happy as a nutritionist to see all these kind of foods being eaten daily. Ma'am, your take on these salads?
Yes, ma'am. It is advisable to ensure at least 50% of your diet consists of fruits and vegetables, as they contain phytochemicals. And these biological active substance helps to protect you from many diseases. Red foods such as tomatoes and watermelon, they contain lycopene and helps to fight against cancer and heart diseases. While green vegetables like spinach contains lutein, which protects against age-related eye diseases. Blue and purple food like blueberry and eggplant contains anthocyanins, which protects the body from cancer. And broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables like cabbage are a good source of fiber and proteins and contains iron, potassium, magnesium, calcium, well as vitamins like vitamin A, C, E, K, and a good array of vitamin B, including folic acid.
Thank you so much. But see, as an Indian, we are not born eating salad. So somewhere just making a meal of salads sometimes may not be satisfying to my soul. We all hanker for our bisibele bhat and sambar rice. So has chef come up with some nice, interesting versions to have my comfort food and still be happy with what I'm eating?
Yes, ma'am, certainly. We have a combination of bisibalabat with millets and a variation of millets biryani. And also we have tried with flatbreads, Indian flatbreads with ragi flour and other flours. Here, we are all being bombarded to reduce refined carbohydrates. Unfortunately, most find it's very difficult to avoid them. So here we have a small video showing you millets bisibalabat and millets biryani. Similarly, you can use assorted millets in your favorite rice preparations by adding varying percentages of millets from flour to wheat flours. And it is a substitute. And you can also make rotis or puris for your daily diet. Here, I present a combination of a video of millet bisibalabat, millets biryani and flatbreads video made by Chef Raghu Mahindra.
We are going to try out a healthier option of making foxtail bisibalabat. The ingredients what we require are foxtail millet, which I have already soaked and parboiled, tur dal, and oil. Once the oil is hot, add mustard, whole jeera, green chili, red chilies, few curry leaves. Now I am going to add my boiled dal. Now we are going to add our vegetables, carrots, green peas and onions, tomatoes. Now add water to it and let it cook. We're going to add salt, turmeric powder, coriander powder. This is our bisibalabat masala and chili powder. Now I am going to add our millets. Heat a pan, add a little bit of oil, and now add 2 spoons of ghee, add a little bit of mustard, jeera, green chilies, ginger garlic, curry leaves, coriander, add some. Once your tempering is done, up with little bit of hing and add your bisibalabat. Now our foxtail millet bisibalabat is ready and it's good to go. Now we are starting our vegetable marination for our biryani. For the marination, we need potatoes, carrots, corn, green peas. Now add salt, turmeric, coriander powder, chili powder, ginger garlic paste, whole spices, bay, whole green chilies, chopped mint and chopped coriander, lemon juice, add oil and give it a stir. Now you rest your marination for 10 minutes. After resting it for 10 minutes, now add Shahi Jeera, fried onion or your barista, 3 tablespoons of ghee. Now add yogurt. If you do mix it. Rest it for 10 to 15 minutes. Now we take our little millets and layer it on top, as we have already strained it and kept it ready. 2 to 3 spoons of saffron milk, fried onion and chopped coriander, ghee, and now we are going to dum it. Okay, now it's ready. Now we are going to steam it for 10 to 15 minutes. Now our biryani is ready. Plating it. Now our little K millet biryani is ready and we are serving it with mint raita. We are trying to make 3 different variations with the whole wheat flour, as you get whole wheat flour at your home. So we have tried out making whole wheat flour and mix of ragi flour, and we have made it into a dough. It's one variation. And another one what we have made is a foxtail millet and whole wheat flour. Foxtail millet we have roasted it and make it into a powder, and I wanted to add some kasuri methi to give it a little bit extra taste. And one more, we have used sorghum and whole wheat flour and made it into a dough, and we are going to make chapatis out of it. We have rolled out our chapatis and kept it ready, and now we are going to cook it on our griddle.
Here we can see that it's so easy to replace our white rice and polished rice with millets. Margaret ma'am, I'm sure you have to tell us about the importance of millets.
Sure, ma'am. Millets are a very rich source of potassium and vitamin A. Generally, you can incorporate in 2 meals. If not possible, at least you can try to incorporate them at least in 1 meal. The soaked and boiled barley or sorghum can replace boiled rice. Barley, which is high in fiber, relieves constipation and helps in weight loss. Millets. Various millets can be substituted with refined carbohydrates, which spikes the sugar level quickly. Using millets such as jowar, ragi, foxtail millets, pearl millets, etc., which is a complex carbohydrate, is slower in digestion, and it's ideal for the people who are suffering with thyroid, PCOD, as well as sugar diseases. So similarly, variations can be included in cakes as well as bread.
Thank you. Here I would like to tell all our guests that generally we have a thumb rule when we are cooking rice that we use 1:2 parts of water. For millets, the ratio would be 1:3 parts. By soaking the millets a little earlier, we ensure that they will cook well within the given time. And even you can pressure cook the millets, or you want to cook it on an open vessel, you can. But generally the thumb rule is 1:3. If you like it a little more soggy, you may add a little more water. The choice is yours. And in some of the recipes, we have shown you that we have washed and roasted the millets and powdered them. But the supermarket is full with many millet flours. And it's very easy to pick up that and incorporate it into your dish. If you don't want to take the trouble to sit and powder it and all at home, especially the youngsters, would definitely easily pick up some millet flour packets on supermarkets. That would be a very nice way to incorporate these nourishing foods and stay away from refined carbohydrates. I'm sure that since the lunch is over, it's tea time and chef has some tea time delicacies ready for us.
Yes, ma'am. We have some more snacks also to show you and present. Evening snack without snacks is difficult proposition. Just sit back and watch our chefs give you a tip of making you tea time healthy snacks. Here, a video combined with tikkies as well as gluten-free vegetable chips, which is presented by Chef Raghumendra as well as Chef Mario.
Good morning, greetings from IHM 360. My name is Raghu. Today I am going to do a tikki with yellow peas. Now I am going to add whole jeera, chopped onions, green chili, chili flakes, salt and little bit of chaat masala. And then you mix it. We have already shaved our tikkis. Add oil, take your tikki and slowly slide it in the side. Now my yellow peas tikkis are ready with mint chutney or tomato ketchup. Now I am making a raw banana tikki. I have already boiled and mashed up raw banana. Now I am going to add whole jeera, chopped onions, grated carrot, chopped ginger, chopped green chilies, red chili flakes, chopped coriander, black salt, coriander powder, pinch of salt, chaat masala, and I am going to mix it thoroughly. Now our mixture is ready. Now I am going to make tikkis and we will start shallow frying. Add oil, now our tikki is ready and you can start plating. Sprinkle some chaat masala on top of it and is ready to be served. Now I am going to make rajma tikki. We have just added a twist to it. To start with, I have already boiled and mashed my rajma, whole jeera, chopped onions, chopped green chili, chili flakes, chopped ginger, chopped coriander, black salt, coriander powder, salt a bit, and chaat masala. Now I am going to mix it and make it into tikkis. Just coat it with a batter. Then crust it with foxtail millet. We are going to pan sear our tikkis in mustard oil.
Today we have something special for you. We are going to make crunchy, gluten-free vegetable sticks. Baby corn, aubergines, pumpkin, red radish, green zucchini, yellow zucchini. We use olive oil, some soya sauce, some sweet paprika powder. Gives an amazing taste. And finally, some salt. Mix all these together. You could drizzle the entire vegetables with either cornflake crumbs, or generously. And then we will bake it in an oven at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. After baking in the oven, you have a nice golden color. Now for the dip, we are using yogurt, some olive oil, just a light powder, some salt, and chopped mint. Just give it a slight mix. Here's your platter of crunchy roasted veg stick. veggie sticks with yogurt recipe.
That is very attractive, and I'm sure Margaret ma'am will have her ideas on how we can, why we should incorporate so many beans into our diet.
Yes, ma'am. Chef has shown such an interesting array of snacks. Beans, which is the highest source of vegetable protein, must be consumed in a large quantity. Hence, guaranteed that these tempting snacks, cutlets, are packed with nourishment, replacing boiled potato with boiled ripe banana or boiled mashed beans is the best way to cut down the carbs without compromising on the taste. Similarly, zucchini chips are loaded with fiber. We have seen small changes made in every meal and every dish works as a baby step towards the healthier you.
Thank you. I'm sure we can use these stuffings that were made for the tikkis in our samosas or kachoris and still enjoy our samosas. I think the coating of the samosa also can have some millet flour, and there is no dearth of ideas. What we are able to present to you is just a small variety, and the main reason that we have such a short time and we are not able to give you exact recipes. We don't want it to be a very cumbersome effort of trying to follow a recipe. Most of you who are cooking, I'm sure that you have a good hand at cooking, and a slight variations and adjustments you can do. So these videos are only to guide you and give you confidence that by changing or adding a few nutrient rich foods, you can still enjoy your daily common comfort foods. Yes, I think we have some questions from Satrupa ma'am. Can you check up what are the questions from some of our participants?
Yes, ma'am, I can. But first of all, let me congratulate you that so much of hard work has gone into today's webinar, which I must appreciate the chef and his team and our nutritionist, everybody, including you, ma'am. Awesome effort. We are really, really impressed. And what was most impressing was the fact that you did not insist on some kind of fancy ingredients or some kind of ingredients which are difficult to obtain. These are all home recipes which can be easily altered and which we can incorporate without much fussing. So that's what I like the best.
Yes,
And
that was the aim. That was the aim. I don't want anybody to say that this is costly or this taste is, a palate is not attuned to this kind of a taste. At the same time, right from a child till a 80-year-old father-in-law or a mother-in-law who is in a regular household should be able to enjoy. We do not have the luxury of cooking separate meals for separate people, for each one, especially a working woman. She should be able to modify the dishes in such a way that her entire family will enjoy. And that was your thing, that you didn't want some fancy imported ingredients like quinoa and all that to be added and have that dish only once in a blue moon and expect good health. So we have followed our guidelines for that, and that is not the last bit. Once we take a few questions, we would conclude with the last video.
okay, all right then. Yes, there is a last video. Friends, please wait. Viewers, please wait. There is one last surprise for you. I've seen the surprise and I liked it very much. So, ma'am, Anita ma'am, I'm putting the questions to you. Somebody is asking that, do you recommend fasting for good health?
Yes, definitely. What our tradition, ancient tradition, and the yogic way would be that they would recommend fasting at least once a week. If you cannot fast once a week and you are like me, maybe try fasting at least once a month. That would give the body time to rest and digest and kind of overhaul the system. I'm sure Margaret ma'am will have her advice on fasting. Any words of advice from you, Margaret ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Generally, 1 day fasting per week or per month provides a much needed rest and repair for our body, which is highly recommended. But fasting during Ramzan, Lent, and Shravan has been an integral part for our religion customs. It was mainly meant for internal healing. Unfortunately, we never realized how these fasting periods became a major feast as we see them today. During fasting, generally we tend to eat more of carbs to provide energy to our body. So crash diets or fast fat diets are generally known for its yo-yo weight effect on the body, and I would strongly advise against the same.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really needed, that fasting advice. So friends, you cannot just only eat, sometimes give the body some rest. So that is, I
Definitely.
think, yeah, so in all culture. So somebody is asking, what oils do you recommend and why? Anita, ma'am?
Yes, we saw chefs use olive oil,
Yeah.
mustard oil. Then we have some other oils which maybe about 5 years back were termed as very bad for health, like, coconut oil. But we have seen our entire South survive on coconut oil, and they don't have the kind of heart issues that it was being projected. There are huge food lobbies which kind of project some thing that they want to promote, any particular kind of foods or whatever. So now research has shown that these oils, in fact, which have short chain fatty acids like maybe a coconut oil, would be in fact very, very beneficial for our health. And they must incorporate olive oil, sesame oil, mustard oil. Everybody has to develop a taste for these oils. And I'm sure if you are going to mandatory just say mustard oil is good, but you don't like, and you are going to close your mouth and eat, then you are not, the body is not with what you're eating. So what I would recommend is that in smaller portions, when you are giving your tempering, instead of using the refined oil, try using a sesame oil or a coconut oil. When we are frying some tikkis or when we are marinating some dishes, use mustard oil again instead of refined oil. Ghee also was given a very, very bad label, but ghee has proven that it has very good source of vitamin E, and definitely is a must to be consumed in our diet. All these fats are required maybe for the assimilation of so many nutrients in our body. So going for a totally fat-free diet is definitely not recommended. We need to have oils, and the market is flooded with so many brands and so many oils from different seeds, like peanuts is there, then you have your soya bean. So things like that. What I would recommend is, let's find the golden path. Every month make it a point to pick up a different variety of oil packet, so that your family will be able to utilize and get the benefit from all the different oils that we are having in the market. Thank you.
Yes, yes, viewers, that is the point, that you must circulate all kind of seeds, isn't it, ma'am? The circulation of seeds, oil seeds.
Perfect, perfect. Every seed has its own benefit. Let's
Yeah.
not lose out on these things.
Yeah. So oil is good, but balance. Ma'am said it's balance, which is very,
Absolutely,
very important.
golden path.
Yeah. So somebody is asking, would you please let us know that which oil do you recommend in making tikki? I think ma'am just answered that. So somebody else is asking, can you give us a few easy thumb rules for a healthy, tremendous diet? Friends, today's program was all about that. These are all thumb rules being presented to you, that you avoid glutinous food, you avoid this refined flour, you use everything. We are not asking you to leave everything, you enjoy everything, but keep a balance in smaller portions. Ma'am, am I right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You want Margaret to summarize that? Maybe.
Yeah, please. Can Margaret ma'am do
Margaret,
that?
can you summarize it for us?
Sure,
Yeah.
ma'am. Sure, I will. See, it is better always to include fruits and vegetables in your diet. Whenever possible, replace your refined carbohydrates with, you can say, millets, as well as use what you can say brown rice, red rice, black rice instead of using an unpolished rice. Try combining smaller percentage of millet grains or millet flour in your favorite food. You can use different varieties of oils in your diet because olive oil as well as a cold press oil do not behave well when you're frying it. So it's better to use different oils, as well as you can say that because and various legumes and beans are available, but we tend to consume only few of them. So we select and we consume only very few, but these legumes as well as beans contains various amino acids. So every legume or beans contains one amino acid or the other, so it's always better to use what you can say a large spectrum of dal. Dry fruits and nuts are the powerhouse of the energy, so it's always better to soak it overnight to get the essential nutrients which is required for our body. uh, Cold storage as well as agriculture innovative practices have made fruits and vegetables throughout the year. As a thumb rule, one must stick to consuming local as well as seasonal produce. White sugar, which is known as very addictive and major concern to the most, all these commercial preparations like juices, syrups, toppings seem to have it in extremely dangerous quantity, and one must consciously try to replace it with the non-refined natural sweeteners like cane, jaggery, dry syrup, coconut sugar, palm sugar, etc. And most important thing is our cooking utensils, which also plays an important role to our health. Brass, copper, iron utensils will leach out these rare minerals which is required for our body. So avoid using aluminum and non-stick cookware, as particles from this are very damaging to our health. Ceramic cookware is highly recommended, and eating and drinking in silver plate or glass gives cooling effect to our body as well as helps in smooth digestion. So these are the thumb rules.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you so much.
well, these are our ancient knowledge as well. Our tradition
Absolutely.
also, yeah, tradition also has been like that. So with time, we have forgotten many of our traditions. So many problems are arising, I guess.
Yes.
So there is one question, Margaret ma'am, this is for you. So somebody is asking, should one totally avoid fried foods?
Ma'am, see, ready-made, commercially made snacks definitely do not match up to the wonderful options shown by our chef. So somebody might say that why deep fried snacks? But I would like to inform you that food which is fried in a fresh oil at the right temperature absorbs a very little oil. Similarly, we can try incorporating many more nourishing foods like cooked and mashed, what you can say, raw banana instead of potato. Our culture is extremely rich in heritage, and if somebody would like to uh, go back and think how our forefathers ate the food combinations, the seasonal specialities and portion control, it amazes that so many years back they had such an in-depth knowledge for sustainable eating. But unfortunately in today's world, uh, we project food one eats as our status in the society. This has led to leaving the traditional diet and following the Western eating patterns, leading to tremendous health issues.
True, true. This is very true. So I think today our friends, our viewers, everybody, they have got a little bit of idea how to incorporate health in your everyday life. So one last question is there that somebody is asking, Chef, can you give us exact recipes of all? So that is not being possible right now, but if you can go to the Facebook page of India Tourism HYD, that is India Tourism Hyderabad Facebook page. So you can see the videos and you can decode the recipes again. It will be there, the program will be there. So that is one thing. And I think IHM Shishakti will upload the recording of this video.
We will
Yeah,
upload the
in
recording,
their-
and we'll also have the recipes in
Yes.
the exact recipes we will put up for on our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
So that
so you must follow
Yeah.
IHM Shishakti YouTube channel. If you can just Google search it and find it out. The whole webinar will be there, the recipes will be there, and you can watch the videos as well. So
Yeah.
that kind of will help you. And so we come to the end of this webinar, and what a
do we
fantastic
have time
program.
for 5 minutes? Do we have 5 minutes time?
We have time, we have time. Please
Okay,
go on. The
okay.
last surprise for
Because
you.
I'm sure that everybody, when I promise that we'll show you a full meal, I'm sure some people must be waiting for some desserts. Not prepared a video for the desserts. I would like to recommend that instead of buying an ice cream, why don't you just puree some fresh fruits and freeze them up and use them as your dessert? That would be nice. Our old Indian style of desserts using jaggery or payasam instead of sugar sweetened dishes. A simple humble chikki that we call it, which is made up with peanuts or sesame seeds and jaggery, was such a lovely sweet one used to get when we were small in our childhood. But now we have to go out and buy it as a protein bar, which is packaged and given in such a costly rate. So I would encourage, definitely have sweets, but replace the refined sugar by natural sweeteners. And I'm sure all of you can enjoy your desserts. Experimentation is the key. And somehow pan has got a bad name. I must say that, everybody is chewing pan and spitting. The spitting is not the good part, but definitely when we used to consume pan, I'm sure there must have been some reason behind it. And we are seeing that the chlorophyll in the betel leaf and all the digestives in the sof and the supari that is added, the tuna and the katha that is put, which gives you the calcium. If you do away with the current pan that we see, which is loaded with tutti frutti and cherries and whatnot, I'm sure you can have a very nice homemade pan, which will act as a digestive. I think Chef has a very, very brief video on a homemade pan. These spices, I must mention over here, have a very good ORAC value. And clove is supposed to be having the highest ORAC value. Luckily for us, in our Indian cuisine, we use a lot of garam masala and whole spices and are able to get the benefit of these ORAC value. So I must advise all of the participants, do check up the glycemic index of foods, the ORAC value of foods. Once you have that at the back of your mind, you'll be very easily able to modify and add foods and balance out your to get the best of everything. So Chef, can you show us your pan recipe? It is just a simple homemade,
Yes, ma'am.
which I'm sure you will gain from.
Certainly, madam. Here's the video. I'm going to show you.
Thank you.
Healthy pan.
For this pan, or usually for pan, we use betel leaves, we will use some gulkand, we will use saunf, tuna, grated desiccated coconut, supari, saffron, cloves and elaichi. To the betel leaf, we already put some katta. We will add some tuna, spread it around. Gulkand. We will add saunf. We will add some desiccated coconut. We will add a few of suparis, an elaichi, and we are going to wrap the pan, secure it, a clove.
Yes, we can see that every ingredient used in the pan has some role to play. The betel leaf, as I told you, is providing us the chlorophyll. It is very, very good for our body. The desiccated coconut, we know that it increases the glycemic index of the food that you have eaten. Soft is a digestive. Same way, the betel nut will increase the salivation, and the saliva generated helps in digestion of our food and will prevent acidity. The clove and the cloves, as I told you, has the highest ORAC value. Similarly, when you come to the cardamom, cardamom again has a big role to play in reducing the glycemic index of the food. So we are definitely having a rich heritage and a rich source. Do look up our recipes, do look up our traditional recipes and try to implement them. Going seasonal and going, benefit of the modernization is there. You are getting powdered beetroot, you are getting powdered spinach and things like that. But let's try to enjoy our watermelons in summer instead of having them on a 25th December breakfast, because that is not going to benefit your body as much as it would benefit to you during the summer season. So go seasonal, go local, and go organic. That would definitely help in ensuring a much, much healthy body. And let's go against this fast food age that we are in and opt for slow food, is as what we would call it. We have a day we celebrate in our institute, and it is celebrated worldwide as the Slow Food Day. This is the day where we advocate the use of millets and other ingredients, but definitely not something to be implemented only for one day. So I really hope all the efforts taken by my team at IGM Sri Shakti have helped in giving you a broad outline as to how we can modify our daily food and enjoy the success of good health. And I really appreciate Satrupa Datta ma'am having the confidence in assigning us this important task, because finally, as hoteliers, it is our moral responsibility to look after the health of our customers, our students, all the society at large. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, we have one more question for Margaret ma'am. Somebody is asking that is a soup diet good for weight loss?
Yes, it is good, but don't go for a commercially packed soup diet, but completely don't depend on soup. There is a proportion of all the micro as well as macronutrients, which is not completely available in soup. Like if you are completely surveying on soup, you're missing out millets, you're missing out rice, you're missing on various fruits and vegetables. So you're missing out dairy products. So it's always better to include both macro as well as micro nutrients in the diet.
So the summary will be like, we need carbohydrate, we need protein, we need everything. So we cannot leave anything behind. So, and today our friends and viewers must have noticed that we have only discussed vegetarian dishes. So people who are vegetarian, they must be really, really careful about their protein intake. So IGM Sri Shakti has done a commendable job, and this is the only webinar for a long, long time where I was not bored, even for a bit, and which has left me hungry. So
yes.
Yeah, such lovely videos and such lovely recipes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Your expertise and your experience of so many years you have shared with us. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we hope to bring you something interesting like this over and over to you. We would like your support, and we will work together for promotion of tourism and hospitality. So
definitely anything from for India tourism, we are always there, and my team is ever enthusiastic and cooperative, and so are my students. Unfortunately, lockdown has kept them away. Otherwise, I'm sure you would have seen some of my students also working on these videos. But we look forward to many more occasions of doing something for society at large. Thank you, and thank you once again for this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, ma'am. With
Thank
that,
you,
we
ma'am.
end our webinar, and in future, be with us. Please visit our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter of India Tourism Hyderabad, India Tourism HYD, and of course, IHM Shri Shakti has their own YouTube channel, own Facebook pages, Twitters, everything. So please go and search, and do not forget yoga. Keep exercising, keep eating healthy, and we meet you next with a healthier you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.